Okay, so we're back to Eye of the Beholder on the Game Boy Advance, and where I left last time was... Actually, I cut it a little bit before I completely fucked up with a sleep spell. Oh, that's a much bigger range than I thought. I thought it would be a 2x2 square. I don't know why I assumed that. I'm an idiot. Alright, so hopefully I didn't put my own party to sleep. I can't actually tell who is asleep. And ended up, like, getting 2 members of my party killed, not just knocked out. So I wandered back to where that kind of happened, and we're just going to pick up from here. But I realized I made one fatal error the last time I recorded this, and that's... I said I was going to play an RP party. I was going to get into the game, make legitimate characters, and do all of that. But I never actually defined who's in my party. I cut out a large portion of the character creation, and I think it'll serve us well just to kind of take another look at the characters, so that you know who's venturing into this dungeon beneath this city, which I found out through research is Waterdeep. So, our party leader, Faust, chaotic good, sporadic, his heart's in the good place, he's doing this for good reasons. Super strong. Like, ridiculously strong. Fighter, of course. But I figured he was the one who really seized up the call for adventurers, for heroes, always having wanted to be a hero, perhaps like his father, who's no longer with us, of course, wanting to live up to his father's legends, to really bring honor back to the family name. So he set out and recruited a small party to help Waterdeep with their whatever problem they have. Rusvik, he's Shield Dwarf Cleric. Now, from the look of him, you can tell he's a little not right in the head. Outside of that, it seems like he has maybe like one green eye and one blue eye. Maybe he's been in a few too many tavern brawls. But a priest, dwarf, I should say, of the faith, and he's lawful neutral, devoted to his cause, not necessarily good or evil, but has joined up with Vost, maybe to instill a sense of his deity into this adventuring party, or maybe he's heeding the call of his deity in helping Waterdeep with their whatever problem they're having. Then we have the elf rogue Thanes, chaotic neutral, chaotic do whatever the fuck I want neutral, clearly just in it for the money. Hired on, the group needs a rogue, even though I don't think in this particular game rogues are actually that useful. But she gets hired on anyways, joins up purely for the money, couldn't really care less what happens to the city, probably would prefer the city not, going up in flames, or whatever the problem is here. And lastly, we have the half-elf Yandrasand. Neutral, apathetic, if you will. Completely uncaring about the situation. He is just in it because. Even he isn't exactly sure why he's venturing forth with this party. Probably getting paid, probably kind of like Thanes, in getting money for his services, because every group needs a wizard. But honestly, really couldn't care less. Pure apathy. Now, I cut it before I reached this room, with the tiny little itty-bitty Zelda-like blue chest over in the corner there. And I realized that instead of just walking into combat, I can just initiate it on my own. So we'll see how this goes. And I pressed the B button, which accidentally skipped Rusvik's turn. That's fine, he didn't need it. So we'll start by slinging more arrows into them. Or I could try out the ever dangerous sleep spell, because I think it covers a square that's 4x4, which should just fill that entire room and leave my party out of it. Or I could be wrong and get my party killed again, but, you know, such is life. So let's target it there. That should just miss my party, unless I'm completely wrong. Do it. What whimsical music. I think that red circle means that it didn't work. Awesome. So I guess we'll just move in and bring the fight to them. Yeah, it didn't work. Didn't work on any of them. 6 of them. Not one fell asleep. Awesome use of a spell. Normally, sleep is a really good first level spell to have because it completely nullifies encounters like this. Realistically, it should have put probably at least half of them to sleep. But video games operate under a different logic, and that logic is usually, fuck you. I will never get tired of slinging arrows. Dear Kobold, you made one fatal mistake, and that was trying to cross Vost's path. And for that, you must get attacked from around the corner from implausible distances. I also lost Rustvik's +1 mace, just because I had to back up a little bit from party wiping thanks to Yandersand, and messing up the save system in this game. Because although I'm totally playing on a perfectly legitimate Game Boy Advance that I've crammed into my PC for your pleasure, I had to set the saving system of my totally legit Game Boy Advance to something different than what it was defaulted to. And because it wasn't set properly, the game itself didn't save, and I wasn't using save states. I did a very small bit of research on this game, and by a very small bit of research, I mean I went on GameFAQs for like 5 minutes to look up some random stuff about this game, and I found out that most of the skill... Fucking Christ. I found out that... You know what? I give up. I'm done. I don't want to move you. I found out that most of the skills in this game are kind of useless. That's... like... what was it? I think like spots or something like that only helps you not get ambushed while camping. No, hide only helps you not get ambushed while camping. Spot only prevents you from being surprised from combat. Wow, that was... how did he... how did... maybe they're not using slings. Slings can only do up to 4 points of damage. Considering he just did 7, I would think that maybe they're using a longbow somehow. This encounter's not going that well. But anyways, things like Spot only prevents like a small initiative debuff to your party if you walk into combat encounters instead of initiating them like I did with this one. Like, this original game was using a very old edition of D&D rules, and then they ported it to the Game Boy Advance and shifted the rule set to 3.0. And in doing so, they had a lot of like skills and extra stuff to cram into it. We'll see if that works. And I don't think it translated... Let's try an electric jolt. Jolt. I don't think it translated perfectly. Oh, he's out of range. Okay. How about a ray up? No, still out of range? Okay. Let's move you in then. I'm gonna get him killed. Wow, 1 point of damage. God. Fucking amazing. And just like that, Yandra-san's unconscious body absorbs into the unconscious body of Faust. The two becoming one. Awesome. No party treasure, except for all this party treasure. Okay. Is this gonna be a trap? No, I got a key to a door that... Oh, hey, and a potion. Got a key to a door that I don't know where it is. I got a key that I don't know where it goes, is probably the better way to say that. I should probably rest, considering I'm dying. So I'm just gonna... Doesn't tell me his AC. Fun fact about this game is that if you go into this not knowing anything about D&D, you're going to have a really hard time because the game's interface doesn't actually tell you what the benefits to any of your equipment is. Like, you have no idea what D&D is, and you come and you're like, longsword versus dagger, is this faster? Do I get more attacks with this? Does this do more damage? How much damage? You don't know. The only thing you get is HP. Alright. Let's open this door. Right. This I covered last time. Har har, you trapped, and now you victim of Albric army. So, before going into this dungeon underneath Waterdeep, the king gave us a very foreboding warning. He had one word, and that was Xanathar. And that was it. There was very little setup for this game built into the game's opening cutscene. But now we have another name, Albric. 6 more kobolds. I wonder if I can successfully sleep them. I mean, I can probably sleep myself. End the combat? Alright. More studded leather, and that goes to you. I have to remember to equip it. Alright. You're fine. You're less than fine. But just as fine as these two, technically. I do have a map. So... it's hard to tell which direction I'm facing, but I think I'm going down. So, if I... yeah. Because then I could probably dig into there a little bit. Or I can just back up. Can't fight yet. I wonder if I start combat here, if I have to fight both parties. Only one way to find out. I'm hoping that's no. Oh, there's only 2. Alright, sure. Now there's only 1. Awesome. A whole lot of nothing. I searched and found a slight draft. I would have never have noticed that if I didn't search. I wonder whose idea was to add a random squishing sound effect into this game. I should have attacked them. So because I just walked into them, there was a chance that they would have a slight initiative bump on me, which means some of them could go before I can act. Not a huge deal, but a bigger deal since Rusvik only has 5 HP. Oh, she's out of bolts. Guess I just gotta spend my turn switching my weapon. And grabbing some bullets. I was really hoping for a one and done there. I like see this cluster of enemies and I want to sleep so bad, but I'm so worried about misplacing it and putting my party to sleep. And just as I say that, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, either if I start here, it'll shoot out this way and get them all, or it'll do something dumb like shoot out this way and get only him. But there's only one way to find out. Hey! What is the radius on that? Because it didn't get that one kobold on the right down there. Well, I'm pretty sure it did get this guy, so I should just be able to instantly kill him. Because the fun thing about sleep in this is that if characters asleep, they're basically helpless, which means the next attack against them should be an instant kill. Unfortunately, that counts for my party too. Now, I don't know if that also counts for ranged attacks. But apparently it totally does, so that's amazing. Sleeping. Sleeping. Awesome. This one last kobold, seeing all of his friends fall asleep, decides, no, now's the time for me to become a champion. Champion of bones. That should be fine. Good. Now most people have slightly... Why? Have slightly better AC. Doing here. Doing alright. Huh. Wait. Oh, that got rid of that wall. And this... Oops. Goes back to where I was. Yep. Awesome. Making shortcuts for no real reason. That most of the skill